NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From downtown Milwaukee, tonight it's the hometown Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Boston Celtics. The opening tip won by the Bucks as we get going at beautiful new Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Jay, 44 wins for the Bucks a year ago. 7th best record in the East. They lose a Game 7 at Boston. In your mind, foundation, is it in place in Milwaukee?
The foundation is on its way, but last year was a disappointment for the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 years ago, they finished 6th in the Eastern Conference. And last year, when you play against the Celtics, a team that does not have 2 of its star players in Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, the Bucks should have won that. But it always seems like it comes down to injuries and lack of chemistry for the Bucks.
No good. No daylight. Great defense.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
Can't connect.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Here comes the screen. Irving to Hayward. Shot from the lane won't go. Giannis in control of the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. Brook Lopez. Good start. He's made his first shot.
I like that aggression early. You never just settle for jumpers. You attack, you attack, you attack. Then when they back off, you'll have room to shoot that, Jay.
Irving to Jaylen Brown. Here comes the screen. 5 on the shot clock. Irving. Jumper's good.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Bucks basketball. Antetokounmpo to Lopez. Sizing up the defense to Antetokounmpo. Down to 5 on the 24. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2. Well, it took a little longer than Celtics fans would have liked, but, Jay, they re-signed Marcus Smart. You look at what he brings. He's a modern-day defender with some throwback qualities as well.
He reminds me a lot of Dennis Johnson that used to play for those late Celtic teams. He's the guy that will get in your face, will pick you up full court. Even if you switch off and he's guarding a 4, he'll battle behind the 4, push him off the block. There's no doubt about it. The DNA of this team starts with Marcus Smart and also Marcus Morris. These are the 2 toughest players on the Celtics organization.
Giannis with it up top. Leads 4. Brogdon to Lopez. Bledsoe. Almost, but no good.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
From the painted area, won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Boston with the basketball. Irving to Jaylen Brown. Marcus Morris, strong finish.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout called by Milwaukee as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Bledsoe to Middleton. Spinning shot, won't fall. On the follow, way to stay with it.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
To Marcus Morris. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Milwaukee with the basketball. Bledsoe to DiVincenzo. Probing the defense. And scores.
I said this on draft night that was one of the most valued picks in the draft that year. Dante DiVincenzo, the Michael Jordan of Delaware. That's what they called him in his hometown. He scored 31 points in the national championship game. He's not afraid to do it on both ends of the court as well.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Shot clock turned off as they get a chance to build their lead. Off the assist.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. Knocks it down. Off the step back. Long key from three-quarters court, and it won't be close as time expires here in the first quarter. One of those games, every shot seems to be going down. Only one quarter in the books, Jay. Defensively, what needs to be tightened up?
Both teams are on fire, but speaking of competitive juices, one of the beautiful things that we heard during the timeout in a team huddle, you heard multiple voices that weren't the coach saying how much more they needed to fight in order to win this game. Oh, trust me, the intensity level is going to pick up a couple of notches.
Finish that. Jay, it seems every year Giannis Antetokounmpo makes a mega leap. Now he's entering his 6th NBA season.
And Brook Lopez is on the record, the new acquisition for the Bucks, saying that Giannis is the best player in the Eastern Conference. That is saying something when you have Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard. Let's not forget that a couple years ago, we were talking about Kawhi Leonard being the second best player in the game, yet alone the Eastern Conference.
Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down?
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
Nothing going here on that drive. DiVincenzo to Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. With his ball skills, pretty good. With his height, 6'11". His athleticism, 40-inch vertical plus. And he's most dangerous in transition, which is probably the reason why he had an MVP caliber year with career highs in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
Substitutions, Boston.
Irving. Irving at the line. And hits the first free throw.
Hey, good shot.
No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Bledsoe with it up top. His team up by 7. To Middleton. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Celtics have it. Irving to Rozier. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Giannis in control of the basketball. Up 5. To Middleton. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Horford to Hayward. 5 seconds to shoot. Here comes the screen. Kyrie Irving for 2. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Antetokounmpo to Middleton. With a drop step. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's 2 for 2 now.
Giannis reminds me of Kevin Durant, and obviously their relationship has evolved even to the point where publicly KD gave him advice, and that was to play for himself. You think about the similarities, KD playing at OKC before he left for a bigger market in Golden State could be similar to the fate that of Giannis. But Giannis is a guy born of Nigerian parents, from Greece, loves small market towns, has a crack in his cell phone, likes to push a shopping cart down the aisle like anybody else. But it doesn't matter because the lights can shine bright for wherever Giannis decides to play.
Middleton to Bledsoe. Here comes the screen. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes.
Number 7, Jaylen Brown. Subbing in for the Bucks, number 31, John Hanson.
Count the basket inside. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala, both on and off the court.
Lets it fly from long range. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Giannis Antetokounmpo trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. Free throw, good for Giannis. It's a three-point play as the Bucks add to their lead. Deep three at the buzzer. Knocks it down and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
Ed, body control is everything, especially on the defensive side of the floor. That was a great contest up top, but your body hit him on the way down. That's a foul every time.
Gordon Hayward at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Free throw, good. He's able to polish off the three-point play. Late heave to beat the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Bucks with the lead.
Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one.
The Bucks will start the second half with a decent lead.
And they've been showing off some excellent shooting. And it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. These are the guys getting buckets for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics were in need of a bit more scoring if they wanted the halftime lead.
And someone needs to step up offensively if they plan to win this game. Not a single player has gotten into double digits yet.
Have a look at the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Rebounds.
The Milwaukee Bucks
are extending a lot of possessions and wearing out the defense with their emphasis on rebounding.
Player of the half.
Antetokounmpo was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half. And I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Jay, Celtics last year, they make the 7th game of the East Finals without Gordon Hayward, without Kyrie Irving. Brad Stevens now, it's a good challenge to have. He has a lot of players to incorporate.
And it's a great challenge for a genius coach like Brad Stevens. The biggest issue for the Celtics is that they cannot believe the hype, Ed. I've been a guy that stated I think they're going to win the whole thing next year, but they can't drink the Kool-Aid from the media. And I will say this, when you have guys on your team like Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, I think they will push the younger guys to really help them exceed expectations. That's going to be key.
Irving into the front court. His guys down 3. To Hayward. Curling inside. Shot from the lane won't go.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
To Antetokounmpo. Nothing going here on that drive. Antetokounmpo to Brogdon. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Brogdon can't connect.
They've been getting open looks, makeable shots that just can't find their way in, but it makes these next few offensive possessions down the stretch even more important.
There it is, Al Horford. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
Antetokounmpo to Middleton. To Antetokounmpo. Shot clock winding down. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
Celtics have it. Kyrie. The Bucks clear the rebound. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go.
And you thought you would have seen him bounce back in the second half. Just looked like he could never get himself into the flow of the game. I put a little bit out on the coaching staff, too. Maybe they could call some better plays for him to get him in situations where he could see the ball go in.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
I don't want to use the word streaky, but Jason Tatum tends to score in bunches. Let me tell you how. He's one of the most effective players in the league and most efficient at catching the ball on the move. A lot of players waste time in stationary positions or overindulging in triple threat jabs, but not Jason. He catches the ball directly and goes, which means he's the ideal of smart, decisive basketball.
Has a chance? Yes. Better odds for the defense. The shooter makes the pay.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Irving brings the ball up court. Hayward to Horford. Irving. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
To Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's now 4 for 6.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Horford. A big finish at the rim.
You know, I just want to thank the man above for allowing a guy like Gordon Hayward, after that horrific, awful injury he had an opening night. So good to see my dude back on the floor and doing his thing, finally healthy.
May 2018, Jay, the Bucks make the move to Mike Budenholzer roster that's built to win now.
And Coach Bud brings stability to a team that had a lot of question marks around the head coaching position. Jason Kidd gets let go last year. That caused some drama with him and Giannis and the team. You hire Joe Prunty. He comes in. He tries his best. The team ultimately loses in the first round of the Eastern Conference. But now when you bring Coach Bud to the table, you bring offensive fluidity, and that's what this team needs.
Rozier into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. To Marcus Smart. From the painted area, won't go down. Middleton to DiVincenzo. To Middleton. DiVincenzo. Has a look. Off the mark. What on earth was he thinking?
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Rozier. For 3. Terry Rozier, not necessarily a shot, knocks down the three.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center.
Oh, and a putback. Long heave from three-quarters court. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. The Bucks in front. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
To Adetokunbo. Screen coming. Adetokunbo. From long range, buries the three. He's too good to leave that open.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
To Irving. Short jumper won't go down. Giannis with it up top. His team up by 7. Knocked loose. That's out. Last touch by Al Horford. Brogdon. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Here's a chance from long range. Off the iron. No good. The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. To Rozier. Over to the right side. Baseline drive. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside. Gets it to go.
So good to see one of Jersey's finest, Kyrie Irving, back on the court and driving with no issues on that knee. He only played 60 games last year, and he missed the entire Celtics postseason run. You can only imagine what this team would have done if he were healthy and they had Gordon Hayward.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
All right, that was a little bit of a gamble there, but not a terrible move sending him to the free throw line.
John Henson at the line. Misses the first. Missed the second. 0 for 2. Here's Irving into the front court. 5-point game. Trying to cash in. Oh, straight down the middle for 2. Kyrie Irving won a championship with Cleveland. He won a championship for Cleveland in that Game 7 at Golden State. How was he influenced as a player by that title?
Well, I thought he learned how to win at a really huge stage. But Kyrie's always been a leader of his own movement. At times, his voice may have been suppressed because of LeBron James, but there's no doubt about it. When you look at the young players on this roster, when they all rock Kyrie's, you know who the leader of the team is.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Leads 5. Good look that time, but off the mark.
One of the best kept secrets in the game, utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
To Adetokunbo. The drive right to the basket. Giannis Adetokunbo. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Hayward to Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. Curling inside. Rebound taken by Milwaukee. Bledsoe with it up top. Lead stands at 7. Bledsoe slams it down. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Now the Bucks going to signal for a timeout. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
As a player, this doesn't always happen, but it's a beautiful thing when everybody is allowed to be on the same page. Scouting report is being executed, you're being efficient with your jump shooting, your passes are crisp, you're listening to the coach on the sideline, and everything is working your way. You have to really appreciate these type of moments in the game of basketball.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Adetokunbo to Middleton. Brook Lopez, very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Here comes the screen. Hayward to Irving. Deep left corner. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Hayward gets a look. Can't hit.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Lopez to Bledsoe. Goes to the right side. Greek Freak for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Kyrie across the timeline. His guys down by 9. Gets to the basket, but it's no good.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
The Bucks claim victory as they take care of business at home. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Bucks got themselves a win here today. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Boston Celtics.
Game trap. Rebounds.
The Boston Celtics lost the battle for rebounds, and in turn, they ended up losing the game. You won't find too many people who are surprised when they hear that combination.
Player of the game.
Antetokounmpo put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Here's our top plays of the game.
number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
And away we go. The Bucks control the tap.
Ed, the reason why this could be the year of the fear of the deer, last season they only had 2 players that shot over 33% from the three-point line. Now you add the Michael Jordan of Delaware and Dante DiVincenzo and also Pat Connaughton. Those are the floor spacers you need.
And, Jay, don't forget Ersan Ilyasova. Talk to the people in San Antonio. Talk to Brett Brown and the Sixers at the end of last year. With his length and his ability to space the floor, that's a great addition for the Bucks. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, you mentioned him. Well, at some point he's going to be a consistently great three-point shooter. When that time comes, look out. And the slam.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Bucks at the controls. Spinning shot won't fall. Hayward gets it in the left corner to Irving. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. To Hayward. Has a chance. Hayward unable to connect. Bledsoe with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. It's the Celtics with the rebound. Jay, it feels like our heads are spinning, thinking about what the Celtics are going to put on the floor, let alone for Brad Stevens. But you look at this group, what impact it has on, say, a Jason Tatum, a Terry Rozier, and beyond. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, that's a strong connection.
And it's always about the play before the play. Look how the eyesight was able to connect between 2 players. We call that an eyesight contract, because when you have a contract that's signed, sealed, and then delivered like that, that's how great plays are.
And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Kyrie with the rock. Kyrie Irving, good start. He's made his first shot. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Goes to the left side. To Irving. It's claimed by Milwaukee. Bledsoe with it up top. Down just a couple. And throws it down.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. To Horford. Inside, he scores.
This 11-year veteran has emerged as a uniquely stabilizing force for any team he plays on. He may not ever win a prize for his fiery oratory, but his steady demeanor is part of what makes him invaluable.
Antetokounmpo to Middleton. From the painted area, won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Substitutions. Milwaukee.
To Hayward. Beyond the arc for three. His first effort off the mark.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
4-2.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Jaylen Brown. Surveys the floor. To Marcus Morris. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
There you go. Finally, shoot your shot.
Here comes the screen. Deep three at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter. We have a tie ball game. These two teams all tied up at 10 apiece as the second quarter gets underway. Boston with the basketball. To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Boston with 4 to shoot. Ah, that's a 24-second violation. To Middleton. Has a look. Whoa, Chris Middleton. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
To Jaylen Brown. Gets it in the right corner. To Marcus Smart. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
The Bucks at the controls. To DiVincenzo. Probing the defense. Shot from the lane won't go. Rozier with it. Right now, 12 all. Bucks have the rebound. To DiVincenzo. Middleton. He's 2 for 2 now.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Play is stopped. Timeout Boston as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but believe it or not, outside of Toronto, Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. Philadelphia wasn't able to land LeBron. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. He goes out to L.A. And Toronto, almost in a Hail Mary trade, ends up getting Kawhi Leonard. And who really knows if he wants to play there and be there emotionally for 1 year? There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Irving to Marcus Smart. Deep right corner. Trying to cash in. Shot by Brown off the mark. To DiVincenzo. Five on the shot clock for Milwaukee. Has a chance? Not that time.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Bucks at the controls. To DiVincenzo. Takes stock of the floor. DiVincenzo. The Bucks with 4 to shoot. To Lopez. 4-3. It's rebounded by the Celtics. Into the front court, it's Irving. The score, 14 all. To Marcus Smart. Here comes the screen. The shot, almost.
And I love when great coaches make their players play these games. Pop does it with the Spurs all the time. He doesn't want their players to see 24 seconds on the shot clock. He wants his players to see, let's get 24 stops in a row.
To DiVincenzo. Able to convert inside.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable. And almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Stepping in for Boston, number 20.
Irving to Horford.
And number 12, Terry Rozier.
To Rozier. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Kyrie Irving lines it up for 2. Bledsoe at the basketball. 2-point advantage. Screen coming. Bledsoe to Lopez. Driving right to the basket. Kicks it around the perimeter. To Bledsoe. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Bucks with the lead.
It's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Bucks are in a tight battle after 2 quarters, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics
Had kept it close after 1 half.
And that deficit is a negative, of course, but I do see it positive. I really like how they move the ball, keeping each other involved offensively. They've got a nice flow to their game today.
Game track. Missed threes.
Very poor three-point shooting from these teams thus far. These shooters can't seem to find their stroke.
Player of the half.
Antetokounmpo has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after 1 half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Kyrie Irving didn't exactly light it up in the first half. Newsflash, you're not on fire. Pass the ball. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Jay, it's amazing what can happen season to season. Celtics last year, no Gordon Hayward, no Kyrie Irving. They go to the 7th game in the East Finals. Now, they have a load of expectations entering this year.
Don't forget, Marcus Smart was in and out last year. This team won 55 games after losing one of their star players in the opening game of the season. Now you think about when you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who really came into his own in the playoffs. Terry Rozier, who became Scary Terry, probably a guy that can start in the league, but now has to play a basketball behind Kyrie. This team is locked and loaded, and they're the favorite to win the East.
Lays it up and in.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Bucks basketball. Antetokounmpo to Lopez. Sizing up the defense. Short jumper misses.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Giannis in control of the basketball. His group now down 2. To Brogdon. Nothing going here on that drive. Brogdon to Middleton. Giannis Antetokounmpo. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
This offseason was the summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Hayward. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Knocks it down off the step back.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Antetokounmpo to Middleton. Shot from in close, no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Hayward with a shot, no good. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Okay, that's all right. You take your lumps and you move on. You did exactly what the game plan was defensively to guard a player like that.
Celtics have it. Irving to Hayward. Probing the defense. Hayward gets it in the left corner. To Hayward. Boston with 4 to shoot. Hayward. No good. That's great defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Brogdon to Lopez. Brook Lopez. Consistent effort. He's at 50%. Timeout Boston as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game.
We take pride in a smoke-free environment, so we ask that all smoking take place in the designated areas located outside the arena. Thank you for your cooperation.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Entering the game for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jay, fun fact for you. Of the charter franchises in the NBA, go back to that first season, 46-47. The Knicks and the Celtics, only 2 teams that never relocated.
Wow, that's impressive. Can I add another one? How about this? In 2008, when the Celtics won their championship, they needed 26 games to win their 17th title by a twist of fate. You ready for this one? Coach Doc Rivers, head coach of the Celtics, played for the 93-94 New York Knicks team, which held the previous record in the playoff games before with 25 wins.
Go New York, go New York, go. Brook Lopez. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
The drive right to the basket. Screen coming. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Antetokounmpo to Brogdon. Nothing going here on that drive. Brogdon to Bledsoe. Five on the shot clock for Milwaukee to Bledsoe. Not that time.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's the player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. Scoreboard says it's all even. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter. And this game's been everything we could have hoped for. All tied up after 3.
This is what happens when you have winners on both sides. People who are not willing to give up and will continue to scrape and claw to get themselves in a position to win this ball game.
Antetokounmpo to Brogdon. 5 to shoot. Antetokounmpo. Off the mark. Surprised he took that one. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. All even here in the 4th. Here comes the screen. To Horford. Throws it down.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me twice.
To Antetokounmpo. Brogdon to Antetokounmpo. The Bucks with 4 to shoot to Brogdon. Fires the 3. Won't go for Brogdon. Had a hand in his face.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
No good and no foul.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
And he missed the free throw. Irving. Short jumper won't go down. Bledsoe with it up top. All tied up. Just underway in this fourth quarter. To Adetokunbo. Has a look. A fundamental shot right there.
There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. With his ball skills, pretty good. With his height, 6'11". His athleticism, 40-inch vertical plus. And he's most dangerous in transition, which is probably the reason why he had an MVP caliber year with career highs in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
Now a whistle. Now we'll get a timeout called by Milwaukee. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one remaining.
And this is where habits come into play. Players think they can turn that switch on and off at their beckoning call, but it doesn't work that way. That's why coaches talk about practicing good habits on a daily basis, because they show up in the fourth.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. From the painted area, won't go down. And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
And he connects on the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. To Irving. The screen sets him up for two. Jay, would you classify him among the elites in the game, especially among wings?
It depends on what category of elite you put him in. As of right now, he will be my second-tier elite. Because when I think first-tier elite, I think Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, James Harden. I think Gordon Hayward has a chance to be there. He was on his way there before he got hurt, but time will tell.
Celtics have it. Irving to Horford. To Irving. Shot clock winding down. Tatum. Oh, they could have really used that one, but the shot's no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Count it. That's belief right there in his shot.
Giannis reminds me of Kevin Durant, and obviously their relationship has evolved even to the point where publicly KD gave him advice, and that was to play for himself. You think about the similarities, KD playing at OKC before he left for a bigger market in Golden State could be similar to the fate that of Giannis. But Giannis is a guy born of Nigerian parents, from Greece, loves small market towns, has a crack in his cell phone, likes to push his shopping cart down the aisle like anybody else. But it doesn't matter because the lights can shine bright for wherever Giannis decides to play.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
CELTICS, number 12, into the game for the Milwaukee Bucks.
To Horford. Slam dunk.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Screen coming. Antetokounmpo to Middleton. That's out. Last touch by Chris Middleton.
Celtics ball.
To Horford.
Pick up the screen, pick up the screen, pick up the screen.
And he finishes at the rim.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Milwaukee with the basketball. Surveys the floor. Screen coming. Antetokounmpo to Brogdon. And a pass stolen by Boston. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
Some players are built to handle these moments. On one end, you just sparked your team, and at the same time, you also got under your opponent's skin. Just want to manage through the emotions here and not take it too far.
First one goes down. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Now the Bucks going to signal for a timeout. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three.
Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Short jumper off the mark. He won't get away with this one. Referee calls it intentional.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they get a good win on the road. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Celtics emerged victorious after a tight finish. The statistic that seems to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Boston Celtics. The Bucks are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss.
And even though they shot so well from the field, I bet they're only thinking about the shots they missed. This was a tough game to lose.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Game track. Bench points.
Fans don't usually show up to watch the reserves, but the bench scoring in this game was full of highlights. You could tell the starters were enjoying the show.
Player of the game.
Gordon Hayward gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.
It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From TD Garden in Boston, tonight, the Boston Celtics taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Won by the Bucks.
Ed, the reason why this could be the year of the fear of the deer, last season they only had 2 players that shot over 33% from the three-point line. Now you add the Michael Jordan of Delaware and Dante DiVincenzo and also Pat Connaughton. Those are the floor spacers you need.
And, Jay, don't forget Ersan Ilyasova. Talk to the people in San Antonio. Talk to Brett Brown and the Sixers at the end of last year. With his length and his ability to space the floor, that's a great addition for the Bucks. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, you mentioned him. Well, at some point, he's going to be a consistently great three-point shooter. When that time comes, look out. Brogdon to Bledsoe. Here comes the screen. Off the assist.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Irving, great feed, sets it up, and he throws it down. Al Horford showing off all the moves.
I mean, with so much talk these days about three-point shooting and the spacing on the court and having versatile athletic wings, sometimes when you have a dominant big man, you keep giving him the ball. You let him be that anomaly.
Lopez to Middleton. Bledsoe, his first effort off the mark. Jay, it's amazing what can happen season to season. Celtics last year, no Gordon Hayward, no Kyrie Irving. They go to the 7th game in the East Finals. Now, they have a load of expectations entering this year.
Don't forget, Marcus Smart was in and out last year. This team won 55 games after losing one of their star players in the opening game of the season. Now you think about when you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who really came into his own in the playoffs, Terry Rozier, who became Scary Terry, probably a guy that can start in the league but now has to play a backup role behind Kyrie. This team is locked and loaded, and they're the favorite to win the East.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
That's his first personal foul.
Hayward.
Team foul number 1.
Kyrie Irving. Good start. He's made his first shot.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here comes the screen. Antetokounmpo. Deep right corner. Out of bounds the call. Off Gordon Hayward. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Antetokounmpo. To Middleton. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Rozier into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Aaron Baines powers it through.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Bucks at the controls. Goes to the left side. Antetokounmpo to Middleton. Shot from the lane won't go. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. 2-point advantage. To Jaylen Brown. To Rozier. Hayward. Now that's a contest.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
DiVincenzo driving right to the basket. Hayward to Rozier. Here comes the screen. To Marcus Morris. Knocked loose. Bucks have it. They've got it in the open floor. Pass to the rim. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Play is stopped. Timeout Boston as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Number 42, Al Horford. Into the game for the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 11.
Straight on look. Horford. Can't connect. They'll get it down low to Lopez. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Ball's controlled by Boston.
Hey, you got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Corner three at the buzzer. 1 quarter down. The Bucks with the lead. Good start to this one. After 1 quarter play, on to the second period. Jay, neither team was able to get control to start this one.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Brogdon. To Adetokunbo. For three. Not that time. He misses. Oh, it took a little longer than Celtics fans would have liked, but, Jay, they re-signed Marcus Smart. You look at what he...
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. To Brogdon. To Adetokunbo. Horford with the rebound.
Hey, match up, match up, match up. Block up. Here you go.
He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws.
And you see so many players quit on the play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Boston with the basketball. To Marcus Smart. Probing the defense. To Marcus Smart. Has a chance. Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot. To Adetokunbo. From the painted area, won't go down. Passed it off. Horford. Curling inside. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out. Brogdon. To Adetokunbo. 4-3. Tatum grabs the rebound. Rozier with it. Down 2. A drive through the paint, but his shot misses. Adetokunbo. Knocked loose. Celtics come away with it. Inside, he scores.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Now the Bucks going to signal for a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Subbing in for the Boston Celtics. Number 8.
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go. Irving with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Kyrie Irving. He's 2 for 2 now. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
He connects. The defender was in the vicinity, let it fly, and it goes.
There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. With his ball skills, pretty good. With his height, 6'11". His athleticism, 40-inch vertical plus. And he's most dangerous in transition, which is probably the reason why he had an MVP caliber year with career highs in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
Irving to Hayward.
Here come left.
Horford to Irving. Oh, emphatic slam.
Jason Tatum finished 3rd amongst all rookies in Rookie of the Year voting. But I say to you this, I agree with what Jaylen Brown had to say. If it was a one-on-one battle, who you taking, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons? I take JT every time.
Irving brings the ball up court. To Horford. Brook Lopez sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Giannis Antetokounmpo at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Kyrie Irving lines it up for 2. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Yes, a 3 at the buzzer. And this is all tied up as we reach the end of the first half. So we head to intermission all tied up in what's been a tight one from the start. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Celtics are basically starting 0-0 to start the second half. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. Have a look at the leading scores. The Bucks are basically starting 0-0 to start the second half. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. Have a look at the leading scores.
Game track. Field goals.
This is the type of game fans want to see. Lots of great scoring with no signs of slowing down. More fireworks are sure to come after the halftime break.
Player of the half.
Antetokounmpo has been a defensive force in this matchup. If he's not stealing the ball, he's swatting it. And that combination has made for an incredible half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Jay, Celtics last year, they make the 7th game of the East Finals without Gordon Hayward, without Kyrie Irving. Brad Stevens now, it's a good challenge to have. He has a lot of players to incorporate.
And it's a great challenge for a genius coach like Brad Stevens. The biggest issue for the Celtics is that they cannot believe the hype, Ed. I've been a guy that stated I think they're going to win the whole thing next year, but they can't drink the Kool-Aid from the media. And I will say this, when you have guys in your team like Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, I think they will push the younger guys to really help them exceed expectations. That's going to be key.
Brogdon to Adetokounmpo. Trying to cash in. Adetokounmpo can't connect. The follow won't go either. Into the front court, it's Irving. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Fires the three, and Kyrie Irving makes good from beyond the arc. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout called by Milwaukee as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Fans in our next home game will receive a free team poster. Even better, 3 lucky fans will win a poster that's been signed by the entire team. Show up early for your chance to win.
To Middleton. To Lopez. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. The drive right to the basket. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Here's Irving into the front court. Leads 4. To Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. And count the basket.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Adetokounmpo. Here comes the screen. Adetokounmpo. Lopez. Short jumper won't go down.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Irving to Jaylen Brown. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, right?
And hits the first free throw. can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Bledsoe with the basketball. The margin standing now at 7. Brogdon to Antetokounmpo. Driving right to the basket. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now 3 for 9.
This offseason was the summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Kyrie. Rebound taken by Milwaukee. Giannis in control of the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
Giannis reminds me of Kevin Durant, and obviously their relationship has evolved even to the point where publicly KD gave him advice, and that was to play for himself. You think about the similarities, KD playing at OKC before he left for a bigger market in Golden State could be similar to the fate that of Giannis. But Giannis is a guy born of Nigerian parents, from Greece, loves small market towns, has a crack in his cell phone, likes to push a shopping cart down the aisle like anybody else. But it doesn't matter because the lights can shine bright for wherever Giannis decides to play.
May 2018, Jay, the Bucks make the move to Mike Budenholzer roster that's built to win now.
And Coach Bud brings stability to a team that had a lot of question marks around the head coaching position. Jason Kidd gets let go last year. That caused some drama with him and Giannis and the team. They hired Joe Prunty. He comes in. He tries his best. The team ultimately loses in the first round of the Eastern Conference. But now when you bring Coach Bud to the table, you bring offensive fluidity, and that's what this team needs.
To DiVincenzo. Curling inside. Shot from the lane won't go. The follow won't go either.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Bledsoe with it up top. Shot clock off as they trail by 3. And the finish off the nice step through.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Celtics have the lead. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter. We've got a one-possession game going on. This has the look of a race that's going down to the wire.
And it looked that way from the very beginning, but this is where the coaches and the best players on the floor really earn their money down the stretch. It's game time.
Knocked loose. Hayward. From the painted area, won't go down.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
To Hayward. Horford, knocked loose. Picked up by the Bucks. The Bucks at the controls. Nothing going here on that drive. Antetokounmpo to Middleton. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Another chip and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Bledsoe with the basketball. His guys down 3. To Antetokounmpo. The drive, right to the basket. Middleton to Antetokounmpo. Gets a look, can't hit.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
To Irving. Boston with 4 to shoot. Irving to Hayward. That's a 24-second violation. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 11, Brook Lopez. And number 13, Malcolm Brogdon.
Bledsoe to Brogdon. To Lopez. Eric Bledsoe not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Celtics have it. Irving to Horford. Brook Lopez able to recover with the block. Giannis with it up top. His guys now down by a point. To Lopez. No good. Defense catching a break there. Irving into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Hayward. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Screen coming. Bledsoe to Adetokounmpo. Flushes it home. Now the Celtics going to use a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way. Time to shuffle things up. Hayward.
Number 36, Marcus Smart.
Big pick right there.
To Irving. Knocks it down on the step back. That was not easy. Kyrie Irving won a championship with Cleveland. He won a championship for Cleveland in that Game 7 at Golden State. How is he influenced as a player by that title?
Well, I thought he learned how to win at a really huge stage. But Kyrie's always been and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Bledsoe. 5 on the shot clock for Milwaukee. To Adetokounmpo. Beyond the arc for 3. Won't go down. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Kyrie across the timeline. His guys now trailing by a point. 5 seconds to shoot. Hayward unable to connect.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
There's the whistle and an intentional foul. Just their first in the final 2 minutes, so no free throws yet. They'll take the ball out of bounds.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
To Brogdon. Now we get a whistle. They'll wrap him up with the intentional foul, and a little over 20 seconds left to play.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
First free throw is good. Makes them both. Timeout, Boston. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three.
And you're considered a luxury box for your next group event. Availability is limited, so you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Short jumper off the mark. Now an intentional foul, and they get it with 9 seconds remaining.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
First one, count it. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. 20-footer at the buzzer. A fundamental shot right there. The Bucks claim victory as they win a close one by 2. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up.
The Bucks did what great teams do best. Finish. Look no further than their field goal percentage to see why they won this one. It's hard to lose when you got consistent offense supported by reliable defense.
The Celtics finished on the losing end of a close score. Chemistry was clearly not the issue today because they were definitely sharing the ball well. Still, everyone knows they'd rather be sharing the joy of a victory. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense. But still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Antetokounmpo was just amazing in this game. What other word could you use for someone that played the kind of defense that shut down an entire team? Yeah, exactly. Amazing.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose, signing out.